Welcome back to Nuts TV. There wasn't time to change, so you get us looking like this, looking hot. I had to drag her out of the toilet. It's ridiculous. Now, I'm very excited because it's time to meet our second guest. Ellie, tell me who it is.
Our next guest won his first racing title at the age of 8. He's now a Formula Renault UK champion. You may know him as Jeremy from Big Brother Hijack, but please give it up for Jeremy Metcalf.
Yes, Jeremy Metcalf, welcome along.
That was a fair introduction, wasn't it?
That is a very good introduction.
I thought that was pretty good, yeah.
You are a racing driver.
Yeah, by profession, supposedly, yeah.
Are you, so you're 100% professional racing driver? Yeah.
I've sort of, I finished my education last year and now sort of I'm just trying to make it full-time as a racing driver, so yeah.
Is your goal to be Formula 1? Are you on the road to Formula 1?
Well, ultimately, yeah. Formula 1 would be, well, that's where I want to go. That's where every sort of young, aspiring racing driver wants to go. But, you know, there's lots of other options. I'd like to race in America and IndyCar or NASCAR and also Le Mans as well. So, you know, there's a few sort of routes I could go down. It's
got to be an unbelievably hard profession to get into.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's really heavily restricted. You've got to be sort of very lucky, you know, with sponsorship, you know, and how you do. You've sort of got to get in the car, you know, you can't really think about it. You just got to be quick straight away, you know, and you know, and if you don't win, you know, no one really sort of takes notice of you.
Because I've heard that racing car drivers are actually some of the finest athletes ever. Purely because all the you know, the kind of training and stuff that you have to go through, and I know it sounds really silly, but
yeah, well, I mean, the best way that I've sort of tried to explain to my friends and other people is sort of when you go on a roller coaster, you go around a couple of times, and you know, your next game you're getting banged about. It's sort of being like on a roller coaster, but you're in charge of it. You dictate where it goes,
and a lot faster.
And a lot faster, and you do it for, you know, an hour or maybe even 2 hours at a time. So
do you have a very strong neck?
Well, yeah, I do have sort of like, we have special neck machines at you know, at my gym and stuff like that. And then I do a lot of training, sort of cycling, a lot of cardiovascular stuff. You know, it's important to keep, you know, to make sure you don't lose
have to keep your weight down, don't you? You have to be a certain weight.
Yeah. You know, that's something I've had a problem with in the past with my weight. You know, too many nights out with the lads sort of doesn't help.
Now we're looking at you there. You're there with Mr. Damon Hill. Yep. How are you meeting him?
Well, that's when I won a Formula Renault race a couple of years ago at my local track, Thruxton. So he was presenting out the awards there, but also he's president of the British Racing Drivers Club at the moment.
And you are a member of that?
Yeah, I got invited to be a member of that last year. So
wow. Is that like the Magic Circle?
It's sort of, you get invited in. It's a bit sort of, you know, it's all very prestigious, and you know, there's a very strict code of conduct and stuff. So
you know, no like driving ridiculously on 2 wheels around the track, lowering it and having a boom box in the back. So why the hell did you go on Celebrity Big Brother Hijack or whatever it was called?
Well, I was basically racing seasons from about February, March to about October, November. So it was closed season. They rang me up and asked me if I wanted to do it.
They actually rang you?
Yeah, they rang me up and asked me if I wanted to do it. And so I thought I could say no quite easily. But
not that I'm overly interested, but what was Big Brother Hijack actually about? Because it wasn't celebrity. Yeah,
no, it was a quite weird concept. They basically got a young sort of bunch of talented people in there.
Which is one of them. That's you.
Yeah, that's
you, Jeremy.
Yeah, well, and then they got like a different celebrity came in each day and sort of took over the house and just made us act silly.
I'm getting the sort of feeling here that you didn't think it was the best of experiences.
Well, no, I actually really enjoyed it. You know, and in racing as well, I thought it was going to affect it pretty badly, but it's not too bad. But you know, I enjoyed the experience and I met some good people out of it. So you know, it could have gone a lot worse. You know,
it
could have been a lot more damaging.
You started driving when you were 8.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of because when you're 8 years old, you kind of don't really know what you want to do, to be honest. And I don't think you really do until you're like 16. Do you think, you know, do you have to have a lot of, you know, like not I'm saying a pushy parent, but you probably do to a certain extent, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, that has been, you know, I get asked this question all the time, but I'm going to be honest, you know, neither of my parents pushed me at all. You know, they're both really chilled out. You know, I was always interested in racing. Dad said, you know, do you want to have a go in a kart? And then sort of escalated a bit out of control from there, really.
What age are you?
I'm 19 at the moment.
19? Yeah. How old's Lewis Hamilton?
He's, well, I must be about 22, 23 now.
Do you ever just want to slap him and go, look, you're too young to be doing Formula 1, that should be me in that car?
I know, well, I mean, it was a bit of a surprise last year for everyone who obviously is not in the motor racing business, you know, that someone so young and unheard of, you know, doing so well, but...
Because he used to race in your series, didn't he?
He did, yeah. I mean, I've followed him basically in his footsteps, sort of like an almost set ladder that you go up if you want to make it to F1, and I'm sort of somewhere on there. And but everyone's known that, you know, in motor racing for a good sort of 6-7 years that he was going to be big, you know, in F1. So But you know, he's done a brilliant job, and you know, he's continuing to do so, and you know, I think he'll probably win the championship this year.
So what's your next step up? When does the racing season start? Is it?
Well, the racing season just started a couple of weeks ago.
Did you race?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was racing in the British GT Championship now. Basically, it's sports cars. You've got to sort of get, it's like supercars, but you know, they're converted to race cars.
What have you got?
Well, I'm driving a Ferrari 430 at the moment.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I hate you.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm racing against Lamborghinis and stuff like that. But you know, the car I'm driving is probably, I would say, the best one. So quite lucky.
Yeah, I mean, is it inside the car?
Jealous.
Is it like a normal Ferrari, or is
no,
it just
it's
nothing
completely gutted. There's nothing. Basically, it's like a steering wheel, pedals, and a dash, and that's it.
So you can't like take it home and like go, I'll take some chicks out in this.
Well, I wouldn't mind doing that occasionally, but no, it's pretty strict.
When you, I don't know. Have you got a girlfriend?
I don't at the moment, no.
So when you go out, so
Really?
you're on the pole. And girls go, so what do you do for a living? You go, hey, racing car driver, baby.
Yeah, well, they don't believe me. Yeah, I mean, a rugby player or you know any other sort of athlete, you can tell, you know, big guys and that sort of like, but racing drivers look they're just not normal looking sort of guys, you know, physically. And then you say, I race a car, and they say, what car? I go, I'll race a Ferrari. And I've heard that one 5 times tonight.
Steering wheel with you. Take your steering wheel and just go, look, this is my steering wheel, really. Seriously, chicks dig the car. Listen, it's fantastic you coming in. We wish you all the best for the season. How did you do in the first couple of races, should I ask?
No, well, we did well. I was running in second. We had a gearbox failure, so that sort of ruined.
That's because you were driving a rubbish Ferrari. Fantastic. Thank you very much for coming in. Jeremy Metcalf!
Cheers.
Yes, cheers. Now it's your